This is Sneaker Gears. My name is Levi, and welcome to week 4 of Running Gears. Kind of proud of myself. If you're looking at following a bigger guy, you're new at running, and not one of these channels where you have some really elite runners, follow my journey and hopefully I can help you out. Let's jump right into it. So for week 4, it's the first time I didn't increase my mileage. Week 3, I was able to get to 6 miles. This week, I think I was at 5.72. I was kind of able to do another short run on Sunday, so that would have given me 5 runs for the week. I think my body's getting comfortable at doing 4 runs a week already, which is really nice. That be able to go out there and not feel like my body's so pounded I can't run the next day. So I'm excited this week to potentially have 5 runs this week. So I'll definitely be able to get past 6 miles and really start increasing the mileage. Now, one thing as a new runner that you're going to notice, I'm saying new runner, but walker, jogger, partial runner, whatever you need to get the miles in your body, strengthening your ligaments, your tendons, the muscles in your feet and your calves. It is just a new sensation. Now, what I found from week 3 to 4 was my legs just felt weak. So I wanted to start the week off doing kind of a WOD. Shout out to as many reviews as possible. He gave kind of an alternate shortened version of a Murph, which is a CrossFit workout. And for that, I chose to use the Inov8 235 version 3s. This guy is a 4mm drop, minimal cushion, but wide toe box, very flexible, very natural feeling. And I did that for my first run of the week, about a mile, just under it, because unfortunately I was not able to finish it because I am still out of shape. We're getting there. But I did do it with a 40-pound weight vest. So take that with a grain of salt. Maybe if I had a 20-pound weight vest or didn't wear a weight vest, I probably could have completed it, but I really wanted to do a lot of strengthening for my legs. So this was a 400-meter run, which is really a quarter mile, and obviously not really run, really kind of a jog. With a 40-pound weight vest and with almost no cushion under feet, you really have to work on your form. You're not landing on your heels. You're not overextending. It's really short, kind of choppy steps, being as smooth as possible. That was followed by, I believe it was 60 air squats, 40 push-ups, and 20 pull-ups. That was followed by 200-meter runs, and then dropping that to, I believe it was 40, 20, and 10, and then finally 4 just 100-meter kind of dashes. And at that point, it's not really a dash. I was exhausted. And then it was a 15, 10, and 5 as far as the air squats, the push-ups, and the pull-ups. Great workout. My legs were fried. I'm glad I wore these just because they have just enough cushion. It's definitely minimal. You're working out some muscles in your feet that maybe you weren't even sure you had. And it was a nice contrast to wearing just high cushion shoes. So something you guys want to take into effect. If you're wearing a high cushion shoe, you definitely want to offset that with wearing something a little more minimal and allow your feet and your ligaments and your tendons to get stronger on their own. Now, you're not going to be able to do as many miles, at least initially, but just like working out, if you want to do high volume weights or really high max weights and low reps, it's kind of the same thing. When you wear low cushion shoes, your body's going to treat it differently. It's going to use different muscles. So I'm glad I was able to take that for a different kind of spin. But obviously the next day, super sore, but I'm thankful I was able to get a run in. And let's see what we ran in next. All right, for day 2, I went on kind of a 1.5 miles, I guess kind of a regular jog. So I wouldn't call it recovery because it wasn't super slow, but it wasn't something I was trying to push it. I wanted a little bit more cushion, obviously because the day before, but I still wanted to work out some of the muscles in my Achilles, my calves. Well, Achilles is your tendon, but just getting them stronger because I was wearing some super high cushion shoes prior. So I actually went with the Altra Touring 4. This is actually still very cushioned, so I shouldn't say I'm wearing something that's minimal cushion by no means. This has a lot of a bounce to it, and maybe not a lot of bounce, but a good amount. So you still kind of feel the ground as you push through it. So when you sink through it, it's not this super plush, but it has a nice energy return bounce back. Very light, very flexible, very natural feeling. And what Altra is known for is two things. One, foot shape. You can kind of tell here. You have a wide foot, it's fantastic. Now this is one of the first shoes, the Torrent 4 that Altra has done, where even if you had a narrow foot and maybe you don't have a foot shape, the midfoot has a really nice locked in fit. So it really encourages you if you're going faster or going around any corners. The fit is fantastic on this. Now this also, the second thing Altra is known for is having a zero drop. That means your foot is completely flat. So there is no raised heel. So again, you're working your calf and your Achilles maybe a little more than you're used to. And again, I'm more comfortable in this, but I was definitely feeling it the next couple days as far as just my Achilles being sore, my calves being sore, running in something that's a minimal cushion, and then running something that's a zero drop. So even though my knees, my legs felt decent, did about 1.5 miles, just kind of regular pace, and that's becoming a norm where I can do 1.5 miles now. I can do 2, I can do a little past 2. So I'm able to get a little more mileage under my belt as my body is getting used to kind of that pounding. And again, there's a lot of runners out there, their first mile is barely a warm-up for them, and they do 10 miles, 15 miles. I'm a jogger, and if you guys are just starting to run with me and just starting to jog, hopefully you can relate and we can kind of work from each other and encourage each other. But this was one I really enjoyed. Now, if you're looking for something with a little bit more cushion, which I tentatively am, they do make this in a version called the Torrent 4 Plush. That has 2 millimeters more cushion, stack height. Supposedly the fit is not as locked in, but I think I'm going to be selling these to buy those. So if you guys want to check out our eBay store and RunningGearz, I may be posting this or not. Feel free to check that out. All right, so I ran 2 days in a row, Monday and Tuesday. I actually ended up taking Wednesday and Thursday off. I wanted to run on Thursday, but really just wanted to give my body full recovery, especially my Achilles. I have had a full rupture in the past, so just want to give your body time to recover. So there's other things you can do. I did some stretches, went for a walk with my wife and the kids. So I still was able to get out, but it wasn't necessarily a run or a workout. I also want to give a big thanks and a shout out to Mark Bell. If you guys follow the Powercast, Mark Smelly Bell, he has been encouraging people through this quarantine for us bigger people and or new runners, just getting out there, just walking, marching. You know, whether you're fully sprinting or not, it's okay. Just getting out there and moving. So thank you to Mark. If you're not following him, definitely give him a follow. He has been a huge encouragement. So Friday and Saturday, my next 2 runs, what did I use? All right, so Friday, I wanted to do kind of a tempo run where I believe I was doing kind of a 5 minutes on, 1 minute rest, or maybe it was 4 minutes and 2 minutes rest. I didn't look back on Strava, but use the Nike Zoom Turbo 1 or Pegasus 36 Turbo. Really weird. This is last year's version, technically 2 years version, because last year was the Pegasus, the Turbo 2. This was the Pegasus Turbo. Either way, this is again another flexible, natural feeling, no real shank plate or carbon fiber or anything fancy. It does have that Zoom X cushion from Nike that is really bouncy, and it does use a, I believe, is it React? Kind of for the carrier. So this is something that it really just encourages a quick turnover. So something I was realizing again from my prior week when I did some sprints, and from the prior week, my legs feeling weak, I wanted to do last week on week 4, something where I can get my legs stronger and I can kind of get used to moving my legs a little bit quicker. So I obviously do use the hip band or the hip circle from Mark Bell, and that is great for warming up your hips. This is something where the shoe feels a lot better the quicker you pick up your feet. So just that turnover, which is something I wanted to practice, it feels great. Now I do want to have video of difference between how a cushion feels running and jogging, and then how a cushion feels just walking. You may have an amazing shoe as a running shoe, but it may feel uncomfortable walking or at slow paces, or vice versa. A shoe that's great for walking and standing around, but when you actually go for a run, you realize, man, this is not quite suited. The same cushion doesn't suit all needs and all practices, This is a shoe that is still very comfortable walking around, so I can say that, but it really shines when you start picking up the pace and have just a quicker turnover. So having a quick turnover doesn't necessarily mean I am fully at a great pace, but I was able to comfortably keep a 8 or 9 minute pace, which is for me pretty quick, and didn't feel like I was exerting too much energy, but it was still really good. So this guy, if you can pick it up on the cheap, this is a fantastic shoe if you're just looking to get a little bit quicker, or you want something that's really going to encourage you to run a little bit quicker for those tempo or interval days. And finally, recovery day. On Saturday, I did recovery day, and I did think I felt good enough to go on another run on the Sunday. I chose not to, family day, just rested so I can go back out on Monday and start the week strong. Your Hoka, it's a Hoka. Now this is the Hoka OG Clifton 2. I don't know why this shoe doesn't get a lot of love. A lot of people pour this adoration over the Clifton 1, whereas this is the exact same shoe with a thicker tongue. So it was a little bit heavier than 1 by whatever 0.1 ounces or 0.2, but same tooling, same pretty much shoe. I think this one looked better, and I think this had a little bit better fit on the ankle collar. Now, the Clifton 6 came out last year. The Clifton 7 is coming out in a few months. And honestly, from the 1 and the 2, you could skip the 3, 4, and 5. And it wasn't until the Clifton 6 we really got on par with what this was offering. Now, I still have very little mileage on this. You guys can take a look here. I mean, it still looks outstanding. I still have a lot of life left in these. This is another one I'm not sure if I'm going to keep. I was able to try on the Clifton 6 a few months ago, probably beginning of the year, and I liked it. Felt a little bit mushy. Ended up going with the Rincon. I think I already talked to you guys about that. The Hoka Rincon is about 2 ounces lighter. It's not as plush, but it has a little bit more bounce to it. It feels amazing. But honestly, like I was telling you guys, depending on where you are on your level of fitness, one of these is going to feel a little bit better depending on your stride. Now, the slower you jog, and I went on a super slow jog, I was just focusing on keeping my legs turning over. And even Strava was saying recovery run. Like, yeah, it was I was going slow, but I just kept moving, working on my stride, working on my form, and it felt good at the end. So I was able to get in about 2.2 miles at a slow pace. And when you're going that slow, you really do feel the cushioning not start to bottom out. There's a lot of cushioning here, but it's not coming back up and helping you because you're taking so long in the ground. When you pick up the pace, it does have a little bit of bounce to it, and that's where the Rincon really wants you to pick up that pace more. So for a recovery day shoe, I think I'm going to get the Clifton 6. Not sure if I'm going to be keeping this because I think the 6 has superseded it in pretty much every way. If you guys want a shot at these, or maybe I should do a giveaway, let me know. This is a shoe I'm very fond of just because it's super comfortable. I've had it in my quiver for a long time, and whenever I take it out, it's always surprisingly good. All right, that was week 4. That's a wrap for the shoes I've used. Again, if you guys want to see me do comparisons or what I feel about a shoe, again, let me know. I'm not sure if I'm qualified to do that yet, but I definitely wanted to take you guys along on the journey. Now, I'm recording this on Monday. I already did a 1.5 mile run, and I did do that in 2 pairs of shoes. I'm excited. Not sure if I should be posting on Instagram every day. Let me know if you want to see me do that. But as always, any updates, any questions you guys have, I'll try to respond. Anything you guys can see me doing better, let me know. One focus I'm really taking away from watching all these other YouTube channels is when you're starting, don't be afraid to go slow. I got to pull myself back because I want to go faster. Like, why am I going so slow? Pick up the pace. But my lungs are still getting stronger. I'm still feeling out my body where I need to improve that leg strength, the hip strength for that turnover. My heart, as it's being able to pump faster and stronger. I'm feeling my heart rate not get as high, but I'm still not able to suck in as much air as I need. So just little things, what are you able to work on? How can you facilitate it? And the more you do something, the better you get at it. So I feel like I'm getting better at just getting out there. My knees, my hips feel stronger, but I can't forget, and again, you guys as well, to do the other things, doing your strength workouts, lunges, squats, even body weight, where you're able to strengthen your body and then go and use it for what you're trying to do. In this case, it's just being a better runner. So as always, really appreciate you guys. I'll come back at you next week with another update. With my goals this week is to do 5 runs and to get over 7 miles. So hopefully I can meet those goals. Not too worried about the speed or pace just yet, but just happy that I'm able to continue this journey. This is Levi with Sneaker Gears. I really appreciate you guys, and I'll come at you later.